officially November, and that means the holiday season is here. We're going to blink and it's going to be December, and the Christmas craziness is going to be upon us. And we're all gonna feel like we're running around like chickens with our heads cut off. One thing I have been doing a little bit differently this year is I am trying really hard to stay on top of things and get prepared and do a few things to make my holiday season feel easier and more relaxing when it arrives. The older I get, the more important it becomes to me to be able to actually relax during these times and not feel like I'm constantly trying to keep up. So today, I am sharing 7 things you can do right now to make your December calmer, easier, and way more relaxing. The first thing you can do is something you hear me talk about all the time, one of my very favorite ways to make my life feel calmer, and that is decluttering. Many of us have a lot of extra people in our homes during the holiday season, and when you add in extra people and you have all your normal day-to-day clutter, it can start to feel really overwhelming. As you're putting away things like fall decor or your kids' summer clothing, go ahead and do some decluttering there. You're gonna be able to get rid of a few things while you're already touching and dealing with them, and it's gonna make your life a little bit easier come next year. It's also a really great time to clean out places like your pantry. You're about to be spending a lot of time cooking, and if you can do a deep clean and declutter of your pantry, it's gonna be a lot easier to find everything that you need. Don't feel like you have to tackle your entire house. Just pick 2 or 3 spaces that are really bothering you and spend an hour on the next Saturday you have open, decluttering them, cleaning a few things out, and getting it in order. Another thing you can do to make your life a lot easier, especially if you do a lot of hosting, is prep for guests right now. If you host overnight guests, go ahead and create a basket that is full of all of the things that you need to welcome your guests. Things like extra toilet paper or extra toiletries, or maybe even a little note saying how happy you are that they are there. Think about just a handful of things that you can do to make your life easier the next time you have guests over, and go ahead and take care of it. It doesn't have to be fancy or complicated. Just think about the things that you are always scrambling at the last second to do whenever you have guests over, and go ahead and try to take care of those things now. And then when the time comes, you can rest a little easier. The next thing that I am doing to prep for the holidays now is looking at my calendar. I don't know about you, but my calendar fills up so quickly in November and December. So as we head into the beginning of November, I am spending a lot of time right now looking at my calendar for the rest of the year and planning things out. If there are any really important things that I know I don't want to miss, I am making sure that I have them on the calendar, I know exactly when they're coming, and I can plan around them. I know this one sounds really basic, but it is something that I actually struggle with every year. I always underestimate how busy our holiday season is going to be, and it really tends to sneak up on me, and I find myself scrambling every single week to prep for the week ahead. One thing I do every year that makes my holidays so much easier is I start gift shopping early. I know this is a really basic tip, and it's probably something you already know, but I can't emphasize enough how big of a difference it makes to start shopping as soon as you possibly can for holiday gifts. Holiday gift shopping is one of those things that really tends to loom over you, and the more that you procrastinate, the more difficult it gets, and the less you're enjoying your actual holiday. So sit down today, make a list of everybody that you need to gift shop for, and start thinking about who you can cross off the list. I like to kind of order in batches and then sit down with a holiday movie, wrap everything, and get it directly under the tree. It makes the tree feel nice and cozy even before the holiday season fully arrives. It makes my life so much easier as we get closer to the holiday. And if you have the space and you really want to take this seriously, go ahead and set up a temporary gift wrapping station somewhere in your home where you have everything you need. Grab your tape, grab your scissors, grab your wrapping paper, grab your ribbon, make it all easy to access so that as soon as a gift arrives on your doorstep, you can wrap it, throw it under the tree, and know that you're done. The next thing that I'm trying to do now to get my home ready for the holidays is restock and make sure that I have a lot of the basic essentials on hand now. I don't know if this happens in your house, but in my house, it is always the day that I have people coming over that I realize I'm out of toilet paper. This happens to me constantly, and I'm trying really hard to avoid that for the holidays. So next time you head to the grocery store, sit down ahead of time and think about some of the basics in your home that you could go ahead and backstock for the holidays. Things like paper towels and toilet paper and chicken stock and chocolate chips for baking. Anything that you use on the regular, go ahead and make sure you have it right now. Get enough for the rest of the year so that you don't have to think about it, you're not scrambling, and you aren't worried about running to the grocery store 5 minutes before you have guests coming over. Number 6 is go ahead and start planning out all of your family traditions. Now, this one might be a little bit unique to my family, but I do think that everybody has some level of family traditions. Maybe you make holiday cookies at a certain time during the holiday season. Maybe you try to go see the Nutcracker every year. Maybe you go see lights on the same night every year. I don't know. In my house, we have an activity advent calendar, and every single morning my kids open an envelope with a small activity that they can do. It's really fun, but there is a lot of heavy lifting involved in making this happen. Normally, I kind of wait until right after Thanksgiving to start putting this all together, but this year I'm thinking about it today. I'm gonna go ahead and get that list put together of all the things that we can do. I'm gonna go ahead and brainstorm all the little activities I wanna do, and I'm gonna start plugging it into a calendar so that I am way ahead of the game. And finally, the seventh thing that I recommend that you try to take care of right now before the holiday season gets here is your meal planning. This might sound crazy, but I recommend setting aside an hour or two in the next couple of weeks and plan out your meals for the rest of the year. I know, it sounds like a lot, but meal planning is so hard, y'all. I don't know if this happens in your house, but every single night when my kids ask me what's for dinner, I feel like a rage boiling in my soul. But it is way less intense if I already know what's for dinner and I have planned ahead. One of my favorite tricks is to plan a theme for every night of the week. Maybe every Monday for the rest of this year is a soup night, and every Tuesday you have tacos, and every Wednesday you make some sort of pasta. Pick a category for every day of the week and then go ahead and plug in a bunch of meals. You don't even have to necessarily decide exactly where things are going if that feels a little bit too intense, but go ahead and make a list of all of the recipes your family likes to eat, all of the things that you want to try, and maybe some of your holiday favorites, and have that list ready to go when you're doing your grocery shopping. It's a small shift, but we carry so much extra mental load during the holidays, and if you can do one small thing to make that mental load a little bit lighter, it's gonna make a huge difference. Removing the stress of thinking about what meals you're cooking each week is gonna make a bigger difference than you realize, and you're really, really gonna be grateful that you've taken care of it. Hopefully this video leaves you empowered and ready to start getting prepped for the holidays. I know there's nothing revolutionary here, but sometimes just sitting down and having a chat with a friend about all of the things that you can take care of to make your life a little bit easier really does make a difference. I went ahead and threw together a quick printable schedule for both you and me to keep us on track, so I'm gonna drop that into the description below. It's kind of a little checklist style to-do list that assigns days to things just to make your life a little bit easier and keep you on track as you prep for the holidays. I made it for myself. I'm sharing it with you. Hopefully you find it helpful. If you have any tips and tricks that you have used over the years to make your holidays feel a little bit easier and less chaotic, drop them in the comments. I would love to hear them. Thanks for watching. If you need some help with decluttering, getting things organized in your home, I'm gonna link one of my favorite videos right here to get you started. Maybe that'll help you out with number one, and I will see you next time.